Hello and welcome back to Time in the UK. I picked up cheap off eBay a DPM Desert army shirt. I will post a picture up of it dry so that you can see what they look like dry, but unfortunately for me, I decided to wash it first before I dyed it, and then I realised that maybe I should be filming this. And it feels like a very sort of doesn't feel like a natural fibre type fabric. It's been previously issued. Washer synthetic, it says, and it's sort of a bit water. It's water repellent. This anyway. I thought, because it's like such a funny colour, it's quite bright. I thought I'd tone it down with a dye. So I had a bit of a brain fart, and I couldn't really decide which dye to use. But in the end, I think I'm going to go with sage green. And once this is done, I'm going to pop this in, see if this picks up any colour as well. This is like a Palestinian scarf that I don't wear. It's cotton. It should pick the colour up really well. And I think it's a good thing just to drop into the water afterwards, just to take up the spare dye and see where we go from there. So, I've read the instructions on the packet. I've added the salt into a bowl. I've got my boiling water ready. So I'm going to add my boiling water into the salt, add the dye into the bowl and immerse the shirt, and let's see what happens. So here's my bowl with the required amount of salt in there. I am going to add a little bit of water. Now it does give you specific amounts of water that you should use. I'm just going to add enough that I think that I can immerse the shirt in. So I'm just going to put the dye in like that. That's going to need a stir. So we're going to need to stir it with something that's not going to be damaged. So I'm just going to use a stainless steel spoon. Give that a stir. Make sure everything is dissolved, because there's a lump of something there that's not dissolved. And that actually smells very chemically and grim. Let's get that chunk up. Yeah, I think that's dissolved. I think I'm just going to add a fraction more water into there. Just to make sure everything is mixed in. And you can see it's got quite a green colour to it, which is good. Here's my shirt. I'm just going to drop that in and immerse it. And I think, looking at it, I probably need to add a bit more water, but should be wearing rubber gloves as well. But let's just put some more water in there. So we've had 1.5 litres of water there. No. 1.7 litres of water have gone in. Straight away, this is taking up the colour. Going green. I wonder what would have happened if it had gone in dry. This needs to be persuaded to get an even coverage. So there we go. I might add a little bit more water, or I might weigh it down with something like some pebbles or something. I think in this case, I'm going to read the packet and see how much more water I can add. But I think you can see straight away that it's going a darker colour. Yep. And now I've dyed it with a brown, and another one I've actually dyed with a blue, and I think you can see the blue is taken quite well. I'm going to rinse it in clean water and peg it out to dry. There we go, and this is the jacket straight out of the dye pile, the dye bath, sorry. It's been rinsed to remove any excess dye. I'm just going to leave it there to drip dry. And just as a side note, I did pop this in as well, and all it's managed to pick up really is a bit of a dodgy looking tinge. So I would say that basically sucked up all the dye in the first few minutes. Although the water was discoloured, it didn't seem to have any dyeing capacity left in it. So there you go. That's toned it down nicely. So it's not bright desert DPM anymore. And as another experiment, I decided to pick myself up some of the American desert, well, I won't say desert, universal camo pattern, the UCP, which is kind of a grey urban camouflage that's been discontinued by the American Army. In its original form, it looks like this. So it's quite a grey, and it doesn't really blend in anywhere. But because of that, it's quite cheap to buy. So what I've done here on this particular jacket is I've dyed it with the jungle green. However, what I think that's done is it's made it look quite a lot like the Russian camouflage there as seen on the soldier on the right side of the picture. But, you know, I don't want to be too militaristic, so I ran it through with a brown dye again on top of the green, and I also dyed another jacket that I picked up in a blue, and I'm really pleased with how the blue turned out, and the blue seemed to have a lot more dyeing power than the other colours that I've used. I'm yet to try the purple that I've bought, so I'll be tempted to try the purple on something else. So stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted with how the purple works out.